Good, man.
Well, Miles, it's Navy Week, and we were talking to X earlier. You guys know what this challenge is all about.
Most definitely.
What's your mindset going into this game?
Really stopping the run and just being physical. Got to be the most physical team, and you got to be disciplined with our eyes and with our keys. They're so disciplined as an offense and so efficient. So we have to replicate that energy and even outmatch them as far as the discipline and just being more physical. And I think that's what will lead us to a win.
You talk about discipline. How hard is it just to sit back and watch them run the ball, and stay in your assignment?
Really, it's so repetitive, because but even when it looks like they're running the same play, they're running different plays, So my main thing is whatever the defense is called, I just have to trust my assignments. All 11 of us have to trust our assignments and do our job, and we got to be gap sound because that's what they take advantages of. One guy being out of his gap and they can bust to a big play. So that's our main focus going into this week.
That trust is probably key, right? Because maybe sometimes you might say, hey, I want to go this way, but you just have to know that the guys teammates back there, right?
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing with a spread offense. You might be able to kind of cheat it a little bit or kind of cheat it or overplay your assignment in a way, but you can't do that against these guys. You have to do your job, whether it might be kind of sacrificing yourself so the ball can either bounce out or bounce in for another guy to make the play. But that's kind of the big focus. It kind of trumps with your rules sometimes, but the main thing is doing your job and just trusting your keys.
Has the crowd noise altered anything on the field as far as when you guys are getting ready for a play? Because I feel like I've seen a few more hand signals and you guys trying to communicate.
Definitely when the crowd really gets into it and it gets really loud, you want to be very visual with your cadences and with the hand signals. So because you might not be able to hear, I might not be able to yell and say, hey, you remember you got this gap. I might just have to do a quick signal. So that definitely, but at the end of the day, it helps us. It helps us and we feed off that energy. So we'd rather it be loud than quiet on any day.
It's good to have a big crowd for NC State, but when y'all see, almost the whole lower bowl field when y'all play Campbell, what does that mean to you guys?
Well, really, I think it means that we are inspiring Pirate Nation like never before, and they're feeding off of us and they trust us, and they're not only coming for the tailgates and only staying for the first half, but they're staying for the whole game, and we really appreciate it, and that's why we work hard every week and every practice because we want to keep putting up big numbers and keep playing the way we're playing so we can lead us to some big goals that we had this year.
After the NC State game, Holton said that you guys were walking off the field and talked about how you two were part of the garage on building that at this program. So what does that mean to you just individually to have seen where it came from to where it is today?
Really, it just makes me proud. It's for the both of us. We came in when the program was probably at its lowest. And when we both came in, I remember when I initially got in a group chat with him of our class of 2018, and we were like, we want to be the class to change the culture. So seeing that and seeing how the stands are now for a game like Campbell, it just makes you proud, and that's why we're going to keep going and we're going to keep trying to achieve our goals and stack wins and be better than we are the next week, the last week. So it definitely makes you proud, for sure.
Going from scout team, and they obviously are working hard to give you guys the best look, but going from that to the game speed of Navy, how much of a difference is that?
Well, definitely hats off to the scout team because they're going to try their hardest to give us the best look. But a triple option team like that, especially like Navy, they do this on a yearly basis. So it can be hard to replicate the speed of the game sometimes, but they're doing a great job to give us the best look they can. And with that look, we're going to take that into this weekend, and we feel like the scout team is going to give us a very synonymous look to what we're going to see this weekend.
And y'all played them pretty late last year, so y'all practiced it a lot last year, practiced it this offseason. Does that help at all with just familiarity of what to expect?
Yeah, most definitely. Like you said, we've been practicing them since at the end of the summer going into camp. We've been practicing them like little by little. So just putting all the pieces to the puzzle together this week and really focusing and completely zooming in on them is definitely going to be useful. And like I said, they're a good offense. They're very physical. They're very efficient in what they do. They do it very well. So we're just going to have to be disciplined and do what we have to do and to stop the offense.
Campbell probably had, at this point in the year, probably the biggest offensive line you guys would go against. And
right.
now Navy is obviously smaller but more agile. So I mean, what kind of goes into that? Those two contrasts.
Well, really, like a big offensive line, like they were in a spread, kind of do things differently. They might not fire off the ball as fast as Navy. So really, you kind of change up the scheme a little bit, and going into a triple option, with them going so fast and going so quick off the ball and doing different things, you kind of have a different mentality going into the game. But gotta respect both, whether it's spread or triple option. But main thing, like I said, this week is just trusting your keys, be fundamental, and really just be physical.
Myles, Military Appreciation Day game. What does that mean to you? Playing a game and show your appreciation?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot. Those guys are soldiers. They fight for our country on a daily basis, and we wouldn't have the freedoms that we have today without them. So I'm very blessed and thankful to, be an American, and I don't even think about, a lot of the tragedies that go on around the world, because I have thousands of soldiers fighting for me on a daily basis. So really show my appreciation to them, and I'm thankful for them. And it means a lot to be able to call myself an American.
I got a question. What kind of pilot are you?